Hello, everybody. AP here from Boomlaw Designs. I just wanted to give you all a quick recap of yesterday's inaugural vendor meeting for the El Paso Market Park. If you were one of the vendors that was able to come out and join us in person, thank you so much for your time and attention. And if you weren't able to schedule in our meeting, we want to give you a quick little recap of what you missed. The information I'm about to give you was sourced from several different authorities, including the El Paso Bond Exploration County meetings, El Paso County ARPA listening sessions, and several conversations that I've had in a consultation or advisory capacity with different business attorneys here in the state of Texas. All of the resources that I've used are available to you at boomlawdesigns.com/blog. In our blog, there's several different entries, all of which focus about the El Paso Market Park, including resources and links, as well as a survey that I'd like every prospective vendor interested in becoming a member to fill out. There are several pros and cons of forming a co-op as opposed to a limited liability corporation. The State of Texas Business Organizations Code, TOBC, Title VI governs the formation and operation of cooperative associations and nonprofit corporations within the state of Texas. There are both benefits and drawbacks to forming an El Paso Market Park as either a corporation or a co-op. Either option allows for member control, one voice, one vote, although the co-op option provides a bit more legal protection for members. Speaking with business attorneys regarding the formation of either of these two business entities, a corporation is easier to create and maintain, with benefits including that any vendor or event approved by the board of directors would be able to use the facility, as opposed to the co-op model where anyone who uses the facility for any reason must be a co-op member. To create a nonprofit corporation, we must file Form 202 with the Texas Secretary of State. Attorney filing fees, document generation, and EIN application have been quoted to me at $400. To create a co-op, there is no standard form to file. We must draft our own documentation to include specific legal terms. I was advised by a staff attorney at the Texas Secretary of State to hire a business attorney to see that this is done correctly. Attorney filing fees, document generation, EIN application were quoted to me significantly higher due to the nature of the documents being generated. For a co-op, our attorney would generate an operating agreement and a member agreement, which serve as a contract including terms such as timeframes, responsibilities, and the aforementioned legal protections that each member is entitled to. These two documents were quoted to me at $550 for an operating agreement and $450 for a member agreement, in addition to the $300 fee, which was standard for either corporation or co-op documentation. In addition, each member joining the co-op would have a $50 charge to be included in the documentation. Overall, the legal costs for this option are well over $1,000. There is a point where the co-op model gets a bit sticky. Once members have drafted documentation, those documents are only valid so long as nothing changes. If a member of the co-op joins or leaves, the documentation needs to be rewritten to legally account for that member, who is a one-to-one owner of the cooperative, to be excluded or included. This is why it was suggested to me by business attorneys with whom I have consulted that the EPMP initially incorporate as a corporation so that the board members may screen applicants for consistency and sustainability before committing them to a contractual obligation that is costly to alter if anyone is incapable of meeting that commitment. There's always the possibility of turning a nonprofit into a cooperative later on once members have established a baseline for dependability. Either way, corporation or cooperative,
will require the filing of an additional service known as a registered agent. This is basically a legal point of contact for the EPMP should any litigation arise. If a lawsuit were declared, a nonprofit would need to retain a legal service rather than any individual member shouldering that burden. If an EPMP board of directors was to approve a specific business attorney and retain their services, they would be able to serve as a registered agent. I've also quoted this service from LegalZoom.com, which has an annual charge of $299. There is a small discount in the annual rate if we use LegalZoom as the service to incorporate the EPMP.
Also, in order to incorporate as a nonprofit, El Paso Market Park must generate a charter of bylaws to regulate the governance and internal affairs of the business. Here are some of the concerns which need to be addressed in our next meeting. Please take some time and consider your opinion on each of the following issues, and feel free to highlight any errors or omissions that I might have not been aware of. Lastly, we need to pick a location for the El Paso Market Park. I'm going to show you really quickly how to use the El Paso Texas.gov Economic Development, which is the city's website, as well as the epcounty.com Opportunity Zones map, which is the county's website.
Here's a link to city-owned real estate where you can find land in the city's inventory. Under Layers, select City-Owned Parcels layer to see all available assets. They will be highlighted in yellow with a dotted black line. Some of these parcels of land are actually reservoirs, drainage canals, and easements. All of our city parks are also included in this section, so be sure to zoom in and check if the parcel you are interested in is located in a commercial area. If you click on the parcel, it will give you an ID number. Please write down that number so that we can inquire about that property. Similarly, El Paso County and the federal government promote areas within the county that are zoned for community development, known as opportunity zones, which refer to underdeveloped or disused parcels of land that the county would like to develop. They're also willing to work with nonprofit agencies to negotiate a reduced lease. This April, the county began accepting applications for projects within the community development sector for allocation of some of the $9.7 million granted to the county by the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, signed into law by Joe Biden in 2021.
I'd like to formally apologize for anybody who tried to join our live stream and was unable to. We're still getting used to this. We've never done anything like this before. I know Zoom wanted to charge us money to use their service, so we went with Google Meets, and that turned out to be a little bit more complicated than we anticipated. But if everybody gets the information that I'm trying to disseminate through this video, it is perhaps a better way to communicate than actually having in-person meetings. If you guys have any questions, comments, please let me know. Send me an email at reviap@hotmail.com with EPMP in the tagline, or send an email to nat@boomlawdesigns.com. We will be happy to hear from you guys and field any questions or concerns. We will also be posting when our next meeting is going to be, in which we will be discussing bylaws and doing the actual incorporating of our El Paso Market Park. So thank you all for your attention, and we will talk to you all soon. Bye.